Hello students, you are watching Dr. Amita Kursrekar and today we will study what is hemopoiesis. Hemopoiesis is also known as hematopoiesis. Basically, hemopoiesis or hematopoiesis is blood formation. Now the word hemopoiesis, if we are dividing into two parts, hemo and poiesis, hema means blood and poiesis means making. So hematopoiesis or hemopoiesis is nothing but blood formation. Mature blood cells have a relative short lifespan and therefore they must be continuously replaced with the new cells from precursor cells. And this is what happens during hemopoiesis or hematopoiesis. So in short, hemopoiesis is nothing but formation of blood. So before beginning with the actual thing, let us know this term hematopoietic stem cells. Basically, stem cells can differentiate into other cell types. They have cell renewing property. They maintain their population level by cell division. There are two types of stem cells. One is unipotent stem cells, which is intended to grow into one particular type, and other is multipotent or pluripotent stem cells. Now, these pluripotent stem cells are able to differentiate into various ways and thereby they generate erythrocyte, granulocyte, monocyte, mast cells, lymphocyte and megakaryocytes. Now, all the names which I had mentioned over here, they are nothing but different types of blood cells. So, the stem cells that form blood and immune cells are known as hematopoietic stem cells. Shortly, they are also called as HSC. Blood cells arises in yolk sac mesoderm during early embryo formation. When the embryo is of 3 months, this hematopoietic stem cells migrates from yolk sac to fetal liver and then to the spleen. Now, this liver and spleen are the major hematopoiesis organ from 3rd to 7th month of gestation. By birth, these differentiated hematopoietic stem cells are now in bone marrow, and now this bone marrow does the work of blood formation. And by birth, there is little or no hematopoiesis in liver and spleen. So once the baby is born, after its birth, the blood formation is done by axial skeletal system of the body. So I have this graph which shows that before birth we can see it is yolk sac, then it is liver and spleen, and then it is bone marrow. And after birth, the hematopoiesis work is done by axial skeletal system like bones of the body. Now let us begin with how blood cell formation takes place. So in early hematopoiesis, multipotent stem cells. I hope you know now stem cells is having capacity to form any cell, but we are now generally focused on HSC, that is hematopoietic stem cells. And now the cell is multipotent because it has ability to differentiate into various granulocytes and agranulocyte. But at the starting level, these multipotent stem cells differentiate along two pathways, giving rise to a common lymphoid progenitor cells, and on the other side it is myeloid progenitor cells. Stem cells undergoes division and form now progenitor cells. Now, whether it should be lymphoid progenitor cell or myeloid progenitor cell, this depends on the growth factor which is prevailing in the microenvironment over there. So, whether to go to lymphoid or myeloid, this is decided by the growth factor which are prevalent over there. During the development of lymphoid and myeloid lineages, stem cells differentiates into progenitor cells. Now, these progenitor cells have lost the capacity for self-renewal and now they are committed to become a particular cell lineage. So, the earlier my stem cells has capacity of self-renewal as we saw that. But now once it is committed, when it goes into progenitor level, it has lost the capacity of self renewal. So first we have stem cells. This divides into progenitor cells, which are of two types. Now, before maturing, there is another level of maturation, that is precursor cells. So, progenitor cells become precursor cells, and these precursor cells finally matures. So, what is this progenitor cells? Commonly, they are also called as colony forming unit because they give rise to a colonies of one type. So we have a one type colony of myeloid lineage, and another it is lymphoid lineage. Now, what is this precursor cell? Each progenitor cell CFU lineage produces precursor cell. So myeloid lineage will produce myeloid precursor cell, and lymphoid lineage will produce lymphoid precursor cell. And gradually these precursor cells assume a morphologic characteristic of a matured functional cells. So stem cells, then we have progenitor cells, this undergoes further into precursor cells, and then we have matured functional cells. This diagram I have taken from book called Immunology by QB, 6th edition, chapter 2. And here we can see we have hematopoietic stem cells. It has first cell renewal capacity, but it undergoes into, depending upon the growth factor, it becomes progenitor cell, myeloid progenitor cells, or lymphoid progenitor cell. And further we can see all these names, and these are final mature cell. The precursor cells are not shown. It is a concept that progenitor undergoes into precursor and finally in the mature cell. So we have granulocyte, monocyte progenitor cell, eosinophil progenitor cell, basophil, megakaryoid, erythrocyte, and finally we have erythrocyte, platelet, basophil, and so on. On the other hand, at the lymphoid progenitor, we have T cells and B cells.